What's up, YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's talk a little bit more about the heavyweights. Let's talk a little bit more. Anthony Joshua goes public, says it'll probably be a lot easier for him to fight Tyson Fury. That the fight will be big in the UK, which it would be. Um, and said that he's willing to spar and help Tyson Fury prepare for Deontay Wilder in a rematch coming up February. All right. And Tyson Fury responds on Snapchat. Well, he used a Snapchat dog filter, right? And he responds and said he'll be happy to spar with AJ. All right. And he would be happy to fight AJ if he is to beat Deontay Wilder. Now, first thoughts, right? First reaction, the first thing that I thought when I heard this news and saw the video with Tyson Fury, first thing I said was, okay, well, he caught Fury on a nice day. Because we know that Fury is he has a split personality. So you caught him on a good day. Tomorrow he might say something completely different. But you know how Fury is. He's friendly one day. If he's friendly that day, he's gonna be nasty the next day. All right. So I'm not saying that he may change his mind, but he was extremely friendly. He even congratulated Anthony Joshua. So that's the first thing I thought. I saw the video and I was like, okay, he's being nice today, you know. Tomorrow he'll clown AJ, all right, call him a dozer or whatever the hell he calls everyone. That's the first thing though. Second thing I thought was AJ. He seems like he's very confident in himself. Not saying he wouldn't spar Fury any other time, but for him to just randomly come out like that and say, "Hey, I'm willing to spar you," it it just shows the level of confidence he's gained from winning that rematch. Okay, he definitely fell into a sunken place after losing that fight, and it brought him, it resurrected him. He came back better. Okay, I know a lot of people want to just say, he fought Ruiz on a bad night. Ruiz was overweight. He didn't prepare. Blah 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 blah. Still, in order, for him to come back, get rid of all those big muscles and move around the ring like that and not get tired, I was impressed. I was impressed with AJ. All right, so he seemed to regain his confidence. The confidence is definitely there. You can just tell. You can tell from the interviews, just the way he's been publicly. You can tell like he's shining right now. Like he's feeling himself a little bit right now. So I definitely noticed the difference in AJ, and that's good. That's good moving forward. Like I said in a previous video I did, I just don't think that any of these guys at heavyweight beats everyone. I don't think so. I think they all have flaws, and that's not a bad thing because we often bring up the 90s and the heavyweights in the 90s, is which I grew up watching the 80s and 90s, like watching Tyson, Bo, Holyfield, Foreman, Lewis, all of these guys, and all of these guys lost at some point. They all lost, like, even Tyson lost to Buster Douglas. It's like they all lose at some point. It's very rare for a fighter to just stay undefeated. They all lost. They all got stripped of titles, all kind of stuff. Some ducked other fighters. Like we got a lot of that. So when it comes to this generation and the fact that these guys are already seasoned, Fury's, AJ, and Wilder. Wilder's 34 years old. So I think all of these guys are going to lose another fight, lose a fight or lose another fight at some point. And it's okay because that's what heavyweight boxing is about. That's what it's about. So I like to see the confidence. Uh, and if Fury just so happened to lose or to win against Wilder, if he does win, I personally want to see Joshua and Wilder the most. I just personally want to see that most. That's the fight I want to see. That's my number one fight in boxing. You know, that and Arrow against Bud. Those two fights are the most desirable fights for me. Okay, so that's what I want. But I would love to see AJ fight Tyson Fury. And I love to see Fury fight Wilder in a rematch. But my number one fight is Wilder against Joshua. But we haven't gotten that yet. We haven't gotten it yet. You know, I think I don't want to go back into time. I'm not. This video is not about what I feel about Wilder Fury, why it didn't happen. This is not the videos. I already addressed that in way too many videos. You guys want to go back? People are still commenting on my Deontay Wilder video. People are still leaving comments on that. People are coming back. They are so angry still about that video. But it is what it is. You know, I want to see Joshua fight Wilder, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen in 2020, regardless of who wins what. So, with all that, if Fury happens to beat Wilder, then yeah, the Joshua fight would be huge. You know, maybe I would take a flight out there again to try to catch a fight at Wembley because that's where it's going to be. It's going to be at Wembley. Can't miss that fight. Can't miss that fight at all. So I think it's cool. You know, I mean, it really is cool. I mean, those are the two things I liked about it. I thought it was funny. I think it's good that Joshua got the confidence there to just be inviting himself to sparring sessions, you know. But the key thing that he said is that I want you to win because I feel like it'll be easier to fight you instead of Wilder. And I know what that's gonna stir up. I know people are gonna make videos now like, see, Joshua is ducking Wilder. You know, they're not gonna bring up the 3 or 4 offers that were made. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna just bring up what he said today and offering and saying that he wants Fury to win. But that wasn't always the case. Joshua said other things in other videos. I've seen him in interviews say, "I want Wilder. I want Wilder. Yeah, I want Fury too, but I really want Wilder." I've heard him say that several times. This is the first time I've ever heard him say, you know, "I want Fury to win because I want to fight Fury because Fury is more likely to fight me over Deontay Wilder." All right. Me personally, I think Wilder's gonna win the rematch. Um, I already told you my triangle beliefs of these 3 top heavyweights. I think I would definitely pick Joshua to beat Fury. I kind of was always That's kind of always been my opinion on those two, my prediction. I just think Joshua would beat Fury. You know, I don't know if it's by knockout, by points or whatever. I think Joshua can beat Fury, drop Fury, if not stop him. All right. Uh, but I think Fury would do better against Wilder than AJ would. You know, I think Fury's style match up better. I'm not saying that AJ wouldn't win. I'm just saying I think Fury's style matches up better with Deontay Wilder. All right. Um, when it comes to AJ and Joshua, both are more in danger because they're both fighting. They're both punchers. This is that Wilder is more of a puncher. He's a one puncher. You know, people are already calling him the hardest hitter ever of all time. They're already saying that. They're saying he's the hardest one punch knockout artist of all time. Now, even if that's not true, you would have to bring him up because at least in this generation, excuse me, he's probably the hardest puncher. All right. Um, so I think Joshua would be a lot dangerous. Can you always stay out of the way? And that's how I feel about Wilder regards. It's just that with Wilder, I don't think Wilder hasn't fought a puncher like AJ. So, you know, if he gets caught, he can possibly get hurt. We've seen him get hurt and rocked by other fighters. All right. But yeah, I mean, if these guys really spar, Man, I would love to be a fly on the wall for that. I know they sparred before back in the day, just like AJ sparred Dillian White, which is on video. Or they wasn't sparred, but they fought in the amateurs. But yeah, I would love to see that, man. I would really, really love to see it. But listen, whatever it is they do, they decide to do whatever. But if Wilder is to lose to Tyson Fury, I still want to see Wilder fight AJ at some point. At some point, it's not like, see, there's a lot of, and this is like a fanboy thing. I noticed that a lot of fanboys will make excuses on why the fight won't happen, but it gets to a point where they don't even want the fight to happen. They get obsessed on like the Bud Arrow thing. And I said this in a video the other day, and I was like, Jesus, people are making excuses on why Arrow shouldn't fight Bud, on why Bud should fight other people for Arrow. And I'm like, dude, do you want to see the fight or not? And I feel like a lot of people really don't want to see the fight. You know, they'll talk about negotiations to death because they really don't want to see the fight. They rather just say, you know, I'm glad that, and I'm not speaking for every Wilder fan or Joshua fan or whatever. I'm just saying in general, there are a lot of fans that really don't want to see fights because they're so big into their fanboyism that they are protected in their mind. They want their fighter to stay protected and stay undefeated or so have you. So I am opposed to that. I still want Joshua and Wilder to fight at some point. The reason why I want it more now is because they're both in their primes, you know? So I definitely want to see the fight regardless, even if it happens behind a Fury Joshua fight. I just want it to happen. I don't care when. If it's 2020, 2021, I just don't want Wilder or AJ to retire not fighting each other. I think that would be a big blow. I mean, we've had fights that didn't happen in careers, but I mean, we still managed to get Mayweather Pacquiao, even though they weren't in their prime. They weren't too far from it, you know. And I want the same for Wilder and Joshua. All right. So yeah, they're sparring each other. I didn't make a video yet about Ben Davison and Tyson Fury and him splitting. Tyson Fury split from Ben Davison. This is a trainer, the young trainer that's been with him since he's returned, got him back in shape, got Fury to lose all of that weight, got him back in the game. Big, big support. All right. But boxing is not loyal. And at the end of the day, it shouldn't be. You got to go with what you feel is best for you. Whether it involves trainers, promoters, networks, managers, whatever it is, camps, whatever it is you got to do for you. You got to make the changes in order to benefit you and your future. Even though many people believe that Tyson Fury still won the fight, uh, he did get knocked down twice. So we can't just dismiss that. Right? And the second one, he really got knocked down. He was almost knocked out. Okay, he was almost counted out. All right, so we can't just forget that didn't happen. Regardless of how you feel about the fight and how it went and how the judges did this, whatever, we can't forget that Tyson Fury got dropped twice. Okay, um, when the right hand landed and when it landed flush, he went down. Okay, and he went down hard. All right, so he's gonna be with Javon Stewart now, Sugar Hill. All right, this is Emmanuel Stewart's nephew, and that's who he's rolling with. I guess you know everybody say he's focusing on trying to throw some power shots in there. It's a risky fight, regardless. You know, when it comes to that fight, people that think Fury is gonna win say that, well, he fought a Fury that was just getting back into it, which is true. He was still cutting down in weight, and he was still getting back in the mix. He fought two fighters, but he didn't fight no top level fighters. So these were comeback type of fights, getting yourself back in the game type of fights. All right, these are some journeymen he fought. But then when he fought Wilder, no one was expecting him to be as good as he was. Well, people still say, well, he's probably even better now because he's had even more fights since then, and he has experience of fighting Wilder now. But to counter that, you can also say, well, Wilder has experience in fighting him. And maybe Wilder is more confident because he was able to drop him a couple times, you know? So it's hard to really call the fight. Um, I haven't, I've said on here a couple times that I think Wilder is going to win. I'm not sure. I do want to fully assess it when it's time to do my breakdown video. And I probably won't wait. That's probably a breakdown that I probably won't wait until the week of to do. I'll probably do that in a matter of a couple of weeks or so. I want to go back and watch. I haven't watched the whole fight in a very, very long time. All right. So let's see what Fury can do. Sometimes it's better, it's for the better. Sometimes it's for the worse. We won't know until the fight. And even if the fight doesn't go his way, it doesn't necessarily mean he lost the fight because Ben Davison wasn't in his corner. You know, it doesn't mean that his new trainer wasn't good enough, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't mean any of that. Same thing with Triple G recently, switching over to Jonathan Banks and leaving Abel Sanchez. It's like he didn't perform well against Deverenchenko. He didn't look as good as he normally would. It doesn't necessarily mean it's because Abel Sanchez wasn't there. It could just mean maybe Deverenchenko had a good game plan for the good fight. I mean, he just fought a good fight with Daniel Jacobs not too long before that. All right, so um, it is what it is. Them sparring, it's news that I wasn't expecting, so it kind of caught me off guard. But I would love to see it. Now we can't see it; it's sparring, but I'm sure these guys are gonna talk after it's over. The rumors are gonna get out because now sparring is so different. Now nothing stays in camp anymore, or between trainers and other boxers. Everything is just put out there on social media. You got people that put out videos of sparring sessions. The word gets around kind of easy, so I'm sure we're gonna get some kind of word. But it doesn't change my opinion on fights I want to see. Yes, Fury and Joshua will be a great fight, and like I said, hopefully, if they do fight, I will take the flight back out to London and hopefully I can actually see a boxing fight because I booked a flight and didn't get a fight because Joshua ended up coming here to watch fight here in New York, and I got screwed. I didn't get screwed. I enjoyed London. I just didn't go out there to see. I didn't get to see the fight when I was out there because Joshua fought here in New York, and I ended up seeing him here. But we saw what happened in that fight. All right. So anyway, yeah, I think I covered it all. Let me know what you guys think in a comment, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Peace.